Welcome to Old Folks Racing PS4 again. Welcome back to Zolder with the Ginetta G55 GT3 car. This is race 2, round 6 of the championship, with race 1 having ended with a convincing victory by Kev Allen. Here is your car, and here are the results from the first race, with Kev Allen followed by Jorge Jesus, Chris Russell, Darren Head, Paul Beattie, Simon Allen, Scott Davely, Diogo Almeida, Jumbo, Stuart Brand, Frankie, and Todd Antonio. This is qualifying for the second race, with Paul Beattie, a surprising pole position, followed by Kev Allen, Alonso Fonso, Simon Allen, Darren Head, Diogo Silva. Good to see him back for the second race with his connection problems apparently sorted. Scott Davely, Chris Russell, Diogo Almeida and Jumbo completing the top 10. We have 13 drivers, and we have a good getaway by pole position man Paul Beattie into turn 1, or does he? Because actually Kev Allen is straight into the lead. He's picked up exactly the place where he left the first race, and that is the lead. Let's see if we see anyone. And there's a spin at the background. There's a spin at the background. That is Todd Antonio and Frankie have got together, and that's a disaster because they'll both lose quite a lot of time. They were qualifying near the back, so they didn't lose that many positions, but they certainly lost the time, as we now have the leading pack very, very close to one another in this first lap, as now Alonso Fonso is on the inside there, not quite overtaking spot this chicane, and Alonso Fonso remains fourth, but Paul Beattie, or I'm not sure if it was Simon Allen or Paul Beattie, made a small mistake there, and did a little bit of a shortcut, but nothing to worry about. They're still nose to tail as they are now through the second chicane, and here's a group that is becoming quite dicey, which is basically the group that is between Paul Beattie, Simon Allen, Alonso Fonso and Darren Head. Here comes Darren Head on the inside now of Alonso Fonso into this very tight corner. Can he do break on time? He can, and he completes the pass, and now he's going after Simon Allen. He's going after Simon Allen. Here comes Darren Head with a little bit of a shortcut there through the grass on the outside. What will become the outside for the final chicane didn't quite work, but and Darren hits Simon in the back. A little bit of a love tap. I think they had just different braking points. They're very, very tricky to control this car when the tires are cold, and this group continues to be very close to one another. Look at this excellent battle. They're into turn 1. Here comes now, I believe it's Simon Allen on the inside. Didn't quite work, but he's very mindful, and someone has run off. I couldn't quite see who, but there was a car that ran off. The problem for Simon at this moment is that he cannot risk too much making a move on Paul, because he's got Alonso Fonso right on his back as they now. And look at this, Simon Allen, a little bit of a slide there through the corner. Now here comes Alonso Fonso on the inside. Oh no, that was Darren Head. Sorry, not Simon Allen. Oh, they touch, and Darren goes off. Darren goes into the gravel trap. I apologize because I thought that was Simon Allen, but Simon Allen is in third place. This was the battle for fourth place, and that was a little bit of an incident there between Alonso Fonso and Darren, I don't think he's going to be too happy about that, because I think he will feel that Alonso Fonso didn't leave him any space whatsoever. In any case, now Simon Allen is in front of this group, with Alonso Fonso now chasing him, and it's a hit in the back. Alonso Fonso made a mistake there, and he hit Simon Allen in the back. Now he's waiting for him to let him through. And he crashed again. What a disastrous lap for Alonso Fonso, but I think this time he was just letting Simon Allen through after hitting him in the back, and then I think it was Chris Russell. Yes, it was Chris Russell who was coming on the inside to overtake a slow-moving Alonso Fonso, and they both crashed again into each other. So all sorts of mayhem in this second lap here at Zolder. Let's see how different drivers got affected, because I think that some drivers have lost a lot of time. Simon Allen does not seem to be one of them, because he's still in third, so he actually recovered that position from Alonso Fonso when he was waiting for him. Diogo Silva has gone up to fourth. That's a good move by Diogo there, avoiding that mayhem. Diogo Almeida also doing a great job there, avoiding all this mayhem, and Jumbo is up to 6th. Darren Head is down to 7th. Of course, he had that clash over here at this chicane with Alonso Fonso. He's now coming after Jumbo, and the yellow car trying to overtake another yellow car into the second chicane. I think Darren has got the job done. No, he hasn't got the job done, because I'm not entirely certain that Jumbo actually saw him, and that's yet another incident for Darren Head. Darren clearly not very happy with other drivers. Here comes Jumbo now. Jumbo is in the... no, he isn't. It looked like he was in the gravel, but he's not. So Darren Head still in 7th. What a battle. But I think in the second chicane there, Jumbo just didn't see that Darren was side by side, and Darren got again into the gravel. Fortunately, there is a little tarmac pathway over there, and here comes Jumbo now. I think he's really off now. He's really off into the gravel and doing a shortcut, and he may be having some connection problems as well, because Darren Head is now a little bit afraid of passing, because he can't really figure out where Jumbo actually is in real life because of some lag. Jumbo is clearly having some lag problems there. He runs wide again into the first corner. I think now Darren got the job done, and he's up to 6th. He's up to 6th, Darren Head, and still in contention for a podium here. The other driver that was affected by this was, obviously Alonso Fonso and Chris Russell, and they not only they are running the same livery, but they are again together. So these two have already clashed on the second lap, and in this case Chris Russell, the Twixter, is in front, so he's in 9th, and 10th is Alonso Fonso, who clearly was the driver that ended up losing the most time with all these incidents. And here comes him, almost going through there, hitting the back of Chris Russell, and Alonso Fonso must be somewhat frustrated here, but he just needs to manage the level of aggression a little bit more here. Oh, and Paul Beatty has spun on his own. So much action happening on the track, but Paul Beatty decided to make a complete 360 on his own, and he rejoins the race. He's still in 2nd place, but guess what? Everyone is having problems except the Sir, the Knight Rider, the Lord of Old Fox Racing, and that is of course Kev Allen, who at the end of lap 5 has more than 8 seconds advantage. And if anyone wants to see how to drive around Zolder with this car, or in fact around any other circuit of Old Fox Racing PS4, you only have to follow one name, and that is Kev Allen, who, if he wins, is going to be his 4th win in 6 races, and again a dominant show. Well, we're still in lap 5, so plenty of laps still to go, and here is Alonso Fonso and Chris Russell. They've clashed, and they now are again trying to run side by side. Let's see if they can do it. I have my doubts that they will be able to run side by side for more than 2 or 3 meters, because they both have their emotions a little bit high, and they both trying to make a point here by not letting it be beaten by the other driver. Alonso Fonso now, will he try to make a move at the chicane? It's not a great idea to make a move at this particular chicane, and here is Alonso Fonso again braking very late, and now, and this is touching wheels there with Chris Russell, and I think they are going to clash again. Will Alonso Fonso get out of it or not? This is becoming a little bit too dicey. Here comes Chris Russell on the inside, and he takes a little bit of a shortcut. Alonso Fonso spins! Alonso Fonso spins and hits the reset button, and I think all these drivers need to hit the emotional reset button here, because the emotions are getting a little bit too high for complete clean and adequate racing. I think that everyone just needs to calm down a little bit, and they will find out that if they calm down, probably it will lead to better results. As for example, drivers like Scott Davely is in 8th place, Jumbo in 7th, also doing a nice job there. Darren Head now seems to have cooled down his head a little bit, because he's doing a great job recovering, now up to 5th by a good pass there on Diogo Almeida, and he's now going after Diogo Silva, so it is one Diogo after the other, and I think Darren is probably faster than both of them, so I would not be surprised to see Darren Head challenging for 4th place very, very soon in this race. In the meantime, the lonely Kev Allen continues to lead with almost 9 seconds advantage over Paul Beatty. Paul had that 360-degree spin in the last tight corner. This corner must have a name, but I'm afraid I I don't know the corner names here at Zolder. This is the corner that Paul Beattie had that 360-degree spin. Simon Allen continues to be in third place. How far is he from Paul? He's around 4 seconds. Fourth place still Diogo Silva. Darren Head now fifth. Diogo Almeida, Jambo, Scott Davley, and here come the two blue drivers. Let's see what happens this time round. Alonso Fonso still in 10th and Chris Russell in 9th, and now approaching Scott Davley, and Scott must be wondering, look at this, Chris Russell runs wide. Now Chris Russell runs wide and almost hits Alonso Fonso, but not quite. Alonso Fonso, that was an easy pass. Now he's up to 9th place. Can he challenge Scott Davley now for 8th place, or even Jambo? They're all running together, and in fact these drivers, despite all this mayhem, they have actually not lost that much time compared to one another, because if you see the difference between 4th place man Diogo Silva, who is 15 seconds away from the leader, and then Alonso Fonso, it's only 10 seconds, and we're still with half of this race to go. Simon Allen is now a little bit on his own, or is he? He's not on his own, because Diogo Silva is actually inside. And did I see the yellow car of Darren Head there? Yes, I saw the yellow car of Darren Head. He's now pouncing on Diogo Silva, who is now worrying about defending his 4th place. Of course, he didn't participate in race 1 due to a connection problem after qualifying. He didn't qualify that well. Look at this, Darren Head almost going through Diogo there at the second chicane, and Diogo clearly is slower than Darren, so Darren now just needs to find the right overtaking spot. Could it be the tight corner after this fast section? Look at this, Diogo is already now on the inside trying to defend, now comes on the outside, almost hits Darren there, but Darren, and Darren spin, no, didn't spin, he avoided the spin. Nice job there by Darren Head, but Diogo was almost borderline blocking. Look at him, he's now on the inside for the last chicane, and surely he's going to lose time at the entry. He tries to get back to a more normal line, but surely it's only a matter of time before Darren Head goes into 4th place. For how much longer will Diogo Silva be able to defend? He's now defending on the inside again into turn 1. He's defending into the inside in turn 1. Will leave space for Darren Head? Not quite, and Diogo went to take again the line, and in that pathway there was Darren Head, and Diogo Silva has disappeared from the screen. No, he has stopped on the circuit. Diogo Silva has stopped on the circuit, and I'm afraid that's a connection problem again. That's a disaster for Diogo Silva, who retires as Chris Russell also spins on his own in turn 1. All sorts of things continue. No, that was Alonso Fonso, sorry, who spun on turn 1. They somehow chose the same livery for this race, and did they know that their fate was going to be interconnected during this race by some sort of magnetic force attracting them to each other? Whether it's love or just competitive racing, they don't seem to want to be too far away from each other, Alonso Fonso and Chris Russell. But now with Alonso Fonso's spin, he's now dropped 4 seconds. Can he recover still in the remaining 4 laps at the end of this one for the leader, the championship leader, the dominant leader, the great leader, the Sir Kev Allen continues to dominate here at Zolder, and he's now, well, the difference for Paul Beattie has now stabilized at around 8 seconds, and why should it increase more? Kev Allen has the race under control. He now just needs to keep the gap within a reasonable gap, and he is on course for another victory. Paul Beattie, it's going to be, I'm not certain it's his first podium of the season. I think he finished on the podium in the first race. Yes, he did. He was 3rd. Alonso Fonso was 2nd. So Paul also showing that he can be quite competitive right at the top here at Old Fox Racing PS4. He didn't turn up for the opening round at the Red Bull Ring, but since then in Mugello he won one of the races. Now 2 podiums at Zolder, and surely Paul Beattie could actually be in contention for quite a high position in this championship. And don't forget that the worst results are going to be discarded, so he can actually discard those DNSs, the did not start results at the Red Bull Ring. So I wouldn't count Paul Beattie certainly for a top 3 or top 4 position in this championship. It's becoming so competitive there. Behind Kev Allen, you've got Simon Allen, you've got Paul Beattie, you've got Darren Head, you've got Diogo Silva, you've got Alonso Fonso as well, quite competitive throughout this championship so far. He's not been very competitive today. It's not being a great race for him in 9th place, and Chris Russell now in 8th and eyeing 7th, because he now has found Scott Davely, and this is the first time that actually Chris running wide there, and this is not going to help his cause because he is running out of time to find a way around Scott. But this is the first time that I think actually that Chris Russell has been threatening Scott Davely without having Alonso Fonso behind him, and I think he's going to like that, because I think that's probably going to mean that he can attack Scott Davely more actively, and even maybe recover one more place. Top 10 position for Frankie. Not the greatest race from him again with that spin in the opening corner. But and Todd Antonio actually has retired as well. Yes, he has, because we didn't see actually on the cameras, but I'm only saying this because he's behind Diogo Silva, and Diogo has already retired, so surely Todd also having some connection problems, which is a little bit of a shame. Stuart Brand is running 11th and last on the road as it stands. Who is that behind him? Is it the race leader, Kev Allen? I'm not entirely certain it is, but I can't possibly imagine who else it may be, because Diogo Silva and Todd Antonio have retired from this race. Darren Head is in 4th. Can he get to Simon Allen? Maybe, just maybe, and he can, of course, because Simon Allen has spun on his own. He's spun on his own, and he's now, he rejoins very nicely, but he's now rejoins with a big yellow in his mirrors. Here comes Darren Head on the inside in the last chicane. It's not a very usual overtaking point. Simon gives him room, and they both survive to fight another day, but for how much longer can Simon Allen defend this 3rd place? Here comes Darren Head. Now he's completely glued to Simon Allen. He's trying to make a move into turn 1, making a move into turn 1, and will he do it? He will do. No, he won't do it, because he just had a little bit of a slide, and Simon defends the position, is defending for his life, because now they only have 2 more laps to go. It seems that I'm looking at this in slow motion. I'm not entirely sure this is deliberate or if it's just my own internet connection again. That's already ruined the race, and now it's ruining the commentary a little bit as well. But Darren certainly is not done with it. He wants that podium position. He wants that recovery race. He's been brilliant in this recovery race since that incident with Alonso Fonso on the 2nd lap, and he wants a few more points. Simon Allen, of course, is a direct opponent of Darren Head in the championship battle, so definitely this is a little bit of a 6-pointer here, as Darren feels that if he gets around Simon, he's basically puts himself in a position that he can challenge for the lead of the championship, or at least for 2nd place, because the lead is again going to be from Kev Allen. But Darren made a mistake there, a little bit too much slide again, and he's now dropped a 2nd behind Simon. Will this be enough for Simon Allen to actually finish in 2nd place unchallenged? Let's see what happens, because he's now starting the last lap. He certainly still has. Oh, look at this Darren. He's driving a little bit too hard now. He's overdriving that Ginetta, because he really is running out of time. But he made another mistake again in the last corner. Now Simon Allen, if he doesn't make any mistakes, and that's a big if, I think he's got the job done, and he's going to secure podium position, and that's going to be his first podium position of this round, because he had a terrible first race. He finished in 6th place. Darren Head, I think, is going to have to settle for 4th, as we now follow Kev Allen. What a dominant performance again. For how many rounds can he continue to do this, to be the leader and challenge? And he's going for another victory, the 4th victory in 6 races this season. And of course, this is yet another reason why he is Sir Love Length. He's the knight, the knight of Old Folks Racing PS4, recently knighted by the Queen for services to beer drinking and motorsport as well. And this was Darren Head making one last banzai move there at the chicane. Didn't quite work. It will of course work for Kev Allen, who is now coming to take the checkered flag. He's taught everyone a lesson how to tame this very difficult car in this very difficult circuit. Here comes Kev Allen to take the win. That's another win for him. And second place, excellent Paul Beattie. Paul has been magnificent this weekend as well. Stuart Brand has also finished the race in 11. He's a lapped 11th, and that's something that he will not like to see. Simon Allen gets third, Darren Head gets fourth. Fifth is going to be Diogo Almeida. We haven't seen too much of him actually, but very tidy drive there by Diogo. Not too much at ease with this combo, but the top 5 is definitely a good result. 6th for Jambo, 7th for Scott Davely, and that's a nice result for Scott again, Mr. Consistent. 8th for Chris Russell, 9th is Alonso Fonso, and 10th is going to be Frankie. Here comes Alonso Fonso after an enduring race, and he's going to be hoping for a better result, and he's going to reflect on how to do that next time round. Here comes Frankie, and everyone really has chosen this blue livery for some reason. We have Chris Russell, we have Alonso Fonso and Frankie all with this livery. He's finished, he's going to finish 10th and last driver on the lead lap, as he still is a long way from the checkered flag, but we will wait for him to finally finish his race, and certainly he's going to be looking forward to the next combo. Of course, next week there is a special non-championship event for the Daytona 24 hours. In this case, it will be just a 1 hour race. There's the result. Kev Allen again a dominant winner. Do we have the championship positions after round 6? Yes, we have Kev Allen, Simon Allen, Darren Head, George Jesus, Jambo, Diogo Almeida, Paul Beattie, Diogo Silva. A big drop because he didn't score any points this round. He's going to be hoping for more in the next combo. This was an intriguing, a challenging, a controversial race, but that's all folks racing. See you next week.